Chapter 17. The Night Journey. Al-Isra. Glory be to him who took his servant, Muhammad, on a night journey, from the sacred mosque of Mecca to the Al-Aqsa mosque in Quds, whose precincts we have blessed. And from there we took him to the heavens, so that we may show him some of our signs. Surely he is the hearing, the seeing. This verse is about the physical ascension of the Prophet from Mecca to Jerusalem and from there to the holiest station in heaven. This great miracle of the Prophet occurred a few years before his emigration to Medina. We gave Musa the book, the Torah, and made it a guidance for the children of Israel, and we said, "Do not take anyone as guardian beside me." We provided guidance for the Israelites because they were the offspring of those whom we carried in the ark with Noah. Surely he was a grateful servant. We decisively informed the children of Israel in the book, the Torah, "You shall make mischief in the land of Palestine twice, and you shall reach an exceedingly high level of rebellion. I promise that whenever you make mischief, I shall seize you severely." So when the time for fulfilling the promise of the first of the two mischiefs came, we sent over you our servants who possess great might, and they searched around the houses and punished you. The promise was fulfilled. After your abasement and humility, O the Israelites, you repented and amended your behavior. Then we gave to you the turn to prevail against them, your oppressors, and we helped you with wealth and children, and we made you great in number. So always remember that if you do good only for yourselves, and if you do evil, it will be likewise only for yourselves. So when the time for fulfilling the second promise came, we sent our servants again, so that they may disgrace your faces, and that they may enter the temple and humiliate you as they entered it the first time, and that they may utterly destroy the exaltedness which the Israelites attained. Perhaps your Lord may have mercy upon you. But remember, if you return to arrogance and rebellion, then we too shall return with severe reprisal. We have made hell a prison for the unbelievers. Surely this Quran guides to the religion of Islam, which is the most straight path, and gives good news to the believers who do good deeds that they shall have a great reward in the hereafter. As for those who do not believe in the hereafter, we have prepared for them a painful chastisement. Man seeks evil things just as he prays for good things. After all, the human being is ever hasty and follows his desires without thinking. We have made the night and the day as two signs of our power. Then we dispel the sign of the night, and we make the sign of the day manifest, so that you may seek the favors from your Lord, and so that you may be able to know the number of the days and the years, and the calculation of the time. And we have explained everything distinctly. We have made the deeds of every human being to cling to his neck, and on the day of resurrection we shall bring out a book for him which he shall find wide open. Then we shall say, "Read your book of deeds. Today, you by yourself are sufficient as a reckoner against yourself. Whosoever is guided aright, he is guided aright for his own sake, and whosoever goes astray, he goes astray to his own disadvantage. No bearer of responsibility shall bear the load of another person. We never chastise a people in this world until we have raised a messenger among them. And when we intend to destroy a city, we command its sinful, affluent people to return to obedience, but they still go on transgressing therein. And thus the word of retribution against them is proved true, so we utterly destroyed it. How many generations we have destroyed after Noah? They should be sufficient examples for you. And remember that your Lord suffices as a witness who is well aware of and sees the sins of his servants. Whosoever desires this immediate worldly life, then we quickly bring therein for him what we please unto whomsoever we desire. But then we appoint the hell as a recompense for him. He shall be burnt in it, condemned, and banished. And whosoever desires the hereafter and strives for it as he ought to strive, provided he is also a believer, then such are the people whose striving shall deserve thanks of reward. But of course, all human beings are our servants. Therefore we help them all, these believers and those unbelievers, in this world from your Lord's gift, and your Lord's gift is not restricted. See how we have made some of them excel physically and materially over others. But remember that the reward of the hereafter is certainly greater in ranks and greater in esteem than the worldly gains. Do not set up with Allah any other god, otherwise you will sit down condemned and abandoned in hell. Parents' rights. Your Lord has commanded that you should not worship anything or person but Him, and be good to the parents. Whether one or both of them attain old age with you, then do not say to them so much as, "Ugh," out of frustration, neither rebuke them. Instead, say a respectful word to them. And lower to them the wing of humbleness out of compassion, and say in your prayers, "O my Lord, have mercy upon them, just as they raised me in infancy with love and mercy." Therefore, be careful in your duties towards your parents, because your Lord very well knows what is in your minds. If you are good and feel sorry for your slight misbehavior with your parents, then surely He, Allah, is forgiving to those who frequently turn to Him in repentance. Charity. Give to the relative his dues from the charity, and to the needy and the stranded traveler, and do not spend wastefully, because the wasteful ones are indeed the brothers of the Satans, and Iblis, the arch-Satan, is ungrateful to his Lord. But if you must turn away from helping them, because of your circumstances, seeking the mercy of your Lord hopefully, then say a gentle word to them. Follow the path of moderation in charity. Neither keep your hand shackled to your neck out of greed, nor outspread it completely open. Otherwise, you will sit reproached and destitute. Surely your Lord outspreads and straightens. Surely your Lord outspreads and straightens. Surely is well aware of and sees His servants. Infanticide. Do not kill your children for fear of poverty. We will provide for them, and you too. Surely killing them is a great error. Adultery. Do not go near adultery or fornication. Surely it is an indecency and an evil way of fulfilling the sexual urge. Murder. Do not kill the soul that Allah has forbidden except by the right of law. Whosoever is killed unjustly, we have indeed given his heir an authority to retaliate or compromise on blood money, but let him not exceed in retaliatory slaying, e.g. by killing the murderer's relatives, for surely he has been helped in obtaining his rights. Orphans. Do not approach the property of the orphan, but in the best manner, until he attains his physical and mental maturity. Promise, and fulfill the promise, because the fulfillment of the promise shall surely be questioned. Honesty in measuring. Fill the measure when you measure the merchandise and weigh with the correct scales. That is eventually good and better for yourselves. Blind following. Do not follow the ideas of which you have no knowledge, because even the ears, the eyes, and the mind, all these means of knowledge, shall surely be questioned. Arrogance. Do not walk on the earth arrogantly, for by doing so, you will never be able to make a hole in the ground, nor will you ever reach the mountains in height. Each of those forbidden acts mentioned above, especially its evilness, is disliked in the view of your Lord. This is of the wisdom that your Lord has revealed to you. Therefore, do not set up another god with Allah, otherwise you will be thrown into hell, reproached, and banished. Addressing the Meccan idolaters who believed that the angels were Allah's daughters, Allah says, "What? Has your Lord granted you the sons in preference to Himself, while He has taken daughters from among the angels? Surely you are saying a serious statement with grave consequences." We have indeed repeatedly and differently explained the teachings in this Quran, so that the idolaters may be mindful, but unfortunately it does not increase anything in them but aversion. O Muhammad, say, if there had been other gods with Him, as they say, then surely they would have sought a way unto the Lord of the throne. Glory be to Him. He is exalted above what they describe in a great manner. The seven heavens and the earth, and whosoever is in them, glorify Him. There is not a single thing but that it sings His praise, but you do not understand their glorification. He surely is forbearing, forgiving. O Muhammad, when you recite the Quran to the Meccans, we place a spiritual barrier between you and those who willfully do not believe in the hereafter. And we have cast veils on their minds and a heaviness in their ears, lest they understand it. This is their punishment, because when you mention your Lord alone in the Quran, they turn their backs in aversion. We very well know their ears with which they listen when they listen to you, and also their minds with which they conspire when they secretly conspire against you, when the unjust say to the believers, "You are only following a bewitched man." See how they set forth parables for you, and so they went astray, they can no longer find the right path. They say, "What, O Muhammad? You say that when we shall become bones and broken particles, then shall we really be raised as a new creation?" O Muhammad, say, do not be surprised at being raised again from decaying bones, if you wish become stones or iron. Or a creature that is even greater in your minds, still you will be raised again. Then they shall say, "Who will bring us back to life?" Say, "He who created you the first time." Then they shall shake their heads at you and say, "When will it be?" Say, "It may be very nigh." On the day of resurrection he will call you forth, and you will answer by praising him, and you will think that you tarried in the graves only a little. Some early Muslims of Mecca were losing patience with the mocking behavior of the Meccan unbelievers, so they asked the Prophet ﷺ to retaliate, at the least verbally. Then came the revelation, "O Muhammad, say to my believing servants, talk to the unbelievers in a friendly and wise manner, because surely the Satan sows dissensions between them. Surely the Satan is an open enemy of man. Your Lord knows you very well. If he pleases, he may have mercy upon you, or if he pleases, he may chastise you. The judgment is only for Allah. And, O Muhammad, we did not send you as a person who is responsible for them. Your Lord knows whosoever is in the heavens and the earth, and we have made some of the prophets to excel others, and we have given the Zabur to Dawood. Say to the Meccans, call on those idols in whom you believe besides him. You will surely find that they have no power to remove the affliction from you, or to divert it from you. Those idols whom they call upon are themselves seeking the means and testing it to find out which is the nearest one to their Lord, and they hope for his mercy and fear his chastisement. Surely the chastisement of your Lord is a fact of which one should be aware. There is no city but that we shall cause its death before the day of resurrection, or chastise it with a severe chastisement. This is written in the book, i.e., the knowledge of Allah. Nothing prevents us from sending the miraculous signs that the Meccans demand, except that the ancient people rejected them, and we know that the Meccans would do the same. Remember the example of the people of Thamud. We gave to Thamud the she-camel as a clear miracle, but they were unjust to her. We do not send the signs except to frighten the unbelievers. Remember when we said to you, O Muhammad, surely your Lord encompasses the people. An example of our knowledge about the people is the vision we showed to you about Banu Umayyah, who will destroy the spirit of Islam after you. That will be a time of trial for the true believers. We did not make the vision which we showed to you about the accursed family tree in the Quran, except as a trial for the people. And we frightened them, but unfortunately it only increases their great insolence. When we said to the angels, prostrate before Adam, so they bowed themselves except Iblis. When Allah asked Iblis to explain his disobedience, he arrogantly said, shall I prostrate myself before him whom you have created of clay? Iblis continued and said, tell me, O Lord, is this the man whom you have honored above me and condemned me for not prostrating before him? So if you give respite to me till the day of resurrection, then I shall certainly gain mastery over his progeny against you, except a few. Allah said, get lost! As for those of them who follow you, surely the hell is your recompense, a complete recompense. Go and incite whomsoever of them you can by your voice. gather your armies on horses and on foot against them, share with them in the use of their wealth and children, and promise them. And, of course, there is nothing that the Satan promises them except delusion. Allah said, O Satan, as for my servants, you have no power whatsoever over them, and your Lord is sufficient for them as a protector. Your Lord is He who makes the ships run for you in the sea so that you may seek of His grace. Surely He is merciful to you. When distress afflicts you in the sea, all the idols whom you call upon are lost and useless except Him. You pray to Him and He helps you. But when He delivers you safely to the land, you turn away from Him. Indeed, man is ever ungrateful. What? Do you not think He who delivered you can easily punish you on the land? Do you feel secure that He will not make you sink in the track of the ground, or send upon you a hurricane? Then you will not find a protector for yourselves. Or, do you feel secure that He will not return you into the stormy sea a second time, then send upon you a shattering wind and drown you for your ungratefulness? Then you shall not find for yourselves anyone to avenge us in that matter. We have indeed honored the children of Adam, carried them in the land and the sea, provided them with good things, and preferred them in esteem over many of whom we have created like the animals and the jinn. And that is why humans have been blessed with divine guidance. So beware of whom you follow, the divine guides, or Satan and his forces. Remember the day of judgment, when we shall call every people with their leader. Then whosoever is given his book of deeds in his right hand, then they shall read their book joyfully, and they shall not be wronged a whit. But he who is blind, in recognizing the rightful leader in this world, he shall be blind in the hereafter, and further away from the straight path. They would have almost turned you away from the Quran that we have revealed to you, so that you may forge against us the teachings which are different from what we revealed, and then certainly they would have taken you as a friend. And had we not strengthened you with the quality of infallibility, you would have almost inclined to them a little. And, in that case, we would have made you taste the double of the punishment of this life and the double of the chastisement after death, then you would not be able to find any helper for you against us. Now that the Meccans have exhausted all their means to prevent you from calling the people to Islam, they surely were close to unsettle you from the land of Mecca, so that they may expel you from it. And in that case, O Muhammad I, promise you that they will not tarry after you but a little. This promise is our norm for the sake of my messengers, whom we have sent before you, and you will not find a change in our norm. Perform the prayers of the declining of the sun noon till the darkness of the night, and the dawn recitation. Surely the dawn recitation is witnessed by the angels of the night and the day. And during a part of the night, stay awake in the prayer, which is a supererogatory act for you. Maybe your Lord will raise you to a laudable position. Say in your prayers, O my Lord, admit me to an entrance in a goodly manner, and you take me out from an exit in a goodly manner, and grant me from yourself a powerful helper. Say finally, the truth has come, and the falsehood has vanished. Surely the falsehood is bound to vanish. We send down the revelation of the Quran, which is a spiritual healing and a mercy for the believers, and it adds nothing to the unjust but loss. When we bestow favors upon the human being, he turns away and remains aloof from us, and when evil afflicts him, he becomes desperate. Say, every person acts according to his own disposition, but your Lord knows very well who is best guided to the right path. O Muhammad, they ask you about the soul. Say, the soul is from the command of my Lord, and you have not been given the knowledge but a little. The soul is totally in the hands of Allah. If we had pleased, we certainly would have taken away the Quran that we revealed upon your soul, and then you would not be able to find any protector for yourself against us, except by the mercy from your Lord. Surely His grace upon you is great. O Muhammad, if the Meccans think that you have forged the Quran, then say, even if men and jinn get together to produce the like of this Quran, They will never be able to produce a book like it, though some of them become helpers of others. We have certainly repeated every kind of example in this Quran for the people, but most of the people have refused to do anything but deny the truth and be ungrateful. The unbelievers of Mecca rejected the Quran and demanded that the Prophet ﷺ bring other miracles for his truth. They say, "We will never believe in you until you cause a spring to gush forth from the barren land of Mecca for us, or until you possess a garden of palms and grapes, and then in their midst you cause the rivers to gush forth flowingly, or until you make the heaven to fall upon us in pieces as you believe, or until you bring Allah and the angels face to face to us, or until you have a house made of gold, or until you ascend to heaven, and we will never believe in your ascending to heaven unless you bring down to us a book which we may read." O Muhammad, say, "Glory be to my Lord. Am I anything but a human being who has been sent as a messenger? Being a human being, how can I do such things? And being a messenger of Allah, how can I bring any sign without His permission?" Nothing prevented the people of Mecca from believing in Muhammad when the guidance came to them, except the amazement they expressed by saying, "What? Has Allah raised a human being among us as a messenger?" O Muhammad, say to them, "If there had been on the earth angels walking peacefully, we would certainly have sent down from the heaven an angel as a messenger upon them, just as we sent a human as a messenger for you. Say, Allah is sufficient as a witness between me and you. He is well aware of and sees His servants. Whomsoever Allah guides, He is indeed guided aright, and whomsoever He leads astray, then you, O Muhammad, will not find guardians for them other than Him. On the day of resurrection we shall gather them together while they will be lying upon their faces, blind, dumb, and deaf. Their final abode is the hell. Whenever its fire dies, we will add for them the blazing flames. That is their recompense, because they disbelieved in our signs and said, 'What? O Muhammad, you say that when we shall become bones and broken pieces, then shall we really be raised as a new creation?' Have they not considered that the Allah, who has created the heavens and the earth, is indeed capable of creating the like of them? One sign of His irrefutable power is that He has appointed for them a term of death in which there is no doubt. But still the unjust have refused to do anything but deny the truth. Say, if you possessed the treasures of my Lord's mercy, then you would surely have withheld them for fear of expending. Indeed, the human being is indeed very niggardly. O Muhammad, the Meccans are not different from Fir'aun and his followers, who reacted to Musa in exactly the same way. Just as we gave the Quran to you, likewise we gave to Musa 9 clear signs: the staff, the illuminate hand, the flood, the locust, the louse, the frogs, the blood, etc. So go and ask the children of Israel about the reaction of Fir'aun. You will come to know that he said the same thing which the Meccans say about you. When Musa came to them, Fir'aun said to him, "I surely think that you, O Musa, are bewitched." Musa said to Fir'aun, "You surely know that no one has sent these signs but the Lord of the heavens and the earth as clear proofs, and I surely think that you, O Fir'aun, are bound to perish." Then Fir'aun decided to unsettle the Israelites from the land of Egypt. Therefore we drowned him and those who were with him altogether. And thereafter we said to the children of Israel, "Dwell in the land of Palestine, and when the time for the fulfillment of the final promise comes, we shall bring you all assembled for judgment." Similarly, the Meccans have decided to kill you, but we will surely deliver you and settle you in a favorable land. So, O Muhammad, do not grieve over what the Meccans say about you, because we have revealed the Quran with the truth, and it has indeed come down with the truth. As for yourself, we have not sent you except as a bearer of good tidings and as a warner of Allah's punishment. And we have divided the revelation of the Quran so that you may recite it to the people gradually. We have indeed revealed it gradually. O Muhammad, say to the unbelievers, whether you believe in the Quran or do not believe in it, it will not harm me in any way. But you should know that those who were given knowledge before Islam, When the Quran is recited to them, they fall upon their faces in prostration. And they say, "Glory be to our Lord. The promise of our Lord about the resurrection will surely be fulfilled." They used to fall on their faces weeping, and the Quran increased them in humility before Allah. Say, "Call upon Allah," or "Call upon the Beneficent God." Whichever name you call upon is the same, because He has beautiful names. And do not be always loud in your prayers, nor be always silent in them, but seek a way between these two extremes. Be loud in some and silent in others. Say, "All praise be to Allah, who has not taken unto himself a son, neither has he any partner in the kingdom, nor has he any helper," out of humility, and proclaim his greatness increasingly. Chapter 18. The Cave. Al-Kahf. All praise be to Allah, who revealed the book known as the Quran upon his servant Muhammad, and did not make it crooked. Rather, he made it upright so that Muhammad may give the warning of a severe punishment from him, and give good tidings to the believers, those among them who do good deeds, that they shall have a goodly reward in the form of paradise, wherein they shall stay forever. And Muhammad was given the book so that he may warn those who say that Allah has taken unto himself a son. Those who say so have no knowledge of it, nor had their fathers. It is indeed a most grievous word which comes out of their mouths. They are not saying anything but a lie. And if they do not believe in this Quranic message, then perhaps you, O Muhammad, will kill yourself with grief because of their doings. We have made whatever is on the earth, the forests, the mountains, the oceans, etc., an adornment for it, and we have placed human beings on it, so that we may try them to see which of them is best in deeds. And surely, at the decreed doom of the earth, we shall change whatever is on it into a plain land. Or, O Muhammad, do you think that the dwellers of the cave and Rakim were among our wonderful signs? No, not at all. The Ashabul Kahf, or the dwellers of the cave, refers to 7 young men who lived during the last quarter of the 1st and the early 2nd centuries of the Christian era. They lived in a society which was idolatrous, although they themselves were monotheists and followers of Jesus. The city where they lived was under the Roman emperor, Marcus Ulpius Trajanus, famous as Trajan, who ruled from 98 to 117 AD. Trajan was a tyrant and an idol worshipper. All those who lived under his rule were forced to worship the idols. In 112, he issued an order saying that any citizen who refused to worship idols was a traitor and could be condemned to death. Soon, the 7 young men, the Ashabul Kahf, realized that they were the only people left who refrained from worshiping the idols. This forced the Ashabul Kahf to reevaluate their situation, either give in to the majority pressure to worship idols, or refuse and be killed. None of these alternatives seemed favorable. Therefore, they decided to leave the city and seek refuge elsewhere, away from the reach of Trajan. So they left the city. Outside the city, a dog, named in Islamic traditions As-Kitmir, joined them. They went towards the hills and finally found a cave for themselves. They prayed for Allah's help, and Allah made them sleep for about 300 years. After that, they were raised again. This event is one of the examples of Allah's power to resurrect all human beings after their death for the Day of Judgment. The following verses describe the story of the Ashabul Kahf. When the young men took refuge in the cave, they said, "Our Lord, give us mercy from yourself, and prepare for us a right course for our situation." So we imposed sleep on their ears in the cave for a number of years. Then we raised them up so that we may know which of the 2 groups among these 7 youths would better count the time during which they had remained sleeping. See verse 19 below. We relate to you their story with truth. They were young men who believed in their Lord, and so we increased them in guidance. We strengthened their hearts when they bravely stood up in front of their peers and said, "Our Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth. We will never call upon any god other than Him. If we call upon others, then surely we would have said what exceeds the proper bounds. These people of ours have taken gods other than him, if only they had brought clear proof for them. But they know they cannot do so because there exists no proof. Who then is more unjust than the person who forges a lie against Allah? After discussing their next step, one of them said, "Since you withdrew yourselves from the idolaters and what they worshipped other than Allah, then seek refuge in the cave. Your Lord will surely spread out for you his mercy and prepare for you a favorable course for your problem." If you go and stand at the cave of Al-Kahf, you will see the sun when it rises, turning away from their cave to your right, and when it sets, you will see it to your left, severing off from them. Thus the sun rose and set all the time, while they were in a wide space inside the cave, away from the sun rays and its effects. This is one of the signs of Allah. Whomsoever Allah guides, he is indeed guided aright, and whomsoever he leads astray, then you will never find for him a guardian who would guide him. If you had seen the Al-Kahf with their eyes open, you would have thought them to be awake while they were actually sleeping. And during all those years, we turned them from left to right and from right to left, and their dog was lying at the threshold of the cave, outstretching its paws. If you had seen them in that situation, you would surely have turned away from them in flight, and you would have been filled with fright of them. Thus we raise them from their sleep so that they may ask each other about the duration of their sleep in the cave. One of them said, "How long have you remained sleeping in this cave?" They said, "We have remained here for a day or part of a day." Finally they said, "Your Lord knows better how much you remained in this cave. Now send one of you with this silver coin of yours to the city. Let him see which of the merchants has the best food, so that he may bring you provision from it, and let him be polite, and let him not appraise anyone about you. Because if the idolatrous people of the city come to know about you, they would either stone you to death or force you back into their religion, and then you will never succeed against them." So one of them went to the city. He was surprised to see that everything had changed: the people, the shops, the houses, etc. When he tried to buy food with the 3 centuries-old silver coin, the shopkeeper refused to accept it. Upon inquiring about the ruler, the man was surprised to hear the name of Theodosius II, Emperor of Rome 408 to 450. He was unaware that the Trajan had died 300 years ago, and that now the people of that city had all become Christians. Soon other people gathered to hear his story, and the news spread around the city. At last, the leaders of the town and its citizens came with that young man to the cave. Thus we made the people of the city acquainted with the dwellers of the cave, so that they may know that the promise of Allah is true, and that there is no doubt in the coming of the hour of resurrection. After that, Allah gave death to those 7 young men. When this happened, the people of the city disputed among themselves about their affair. Some said they were alive, others said they had been put to sleep again, still others said that they had died, so bury them. The idol worshippers said, "Build an edifice over them. Their Lord knows better about them, whether they are alive or dead." But those believers who had eventually prevailed over the affairs of the city said, "We will raise over them a place of worship." "O Muhammad, some unbelievers of Mecca will say, the dwellers of the cave were 3, the 4th was their dog. Others will say, they were 5, and the 6th was their dog. They are just guessing about the unknown. Still, others will say, they were 7, and the 8th was their dog. O Muhammad, say, my Lord knows better their number. No one knows them except a few persons. Therefore, do not dispute with them, except in the case of a clear argument, and do not question any of them about the dwellers of the cave. And, remember, do not ever say about anything, I will surely do it tomorrow. But say, I will do it tomorrow, if Allah wills, inshallah. And when you forget to say, if Allah wills, then remember Allah, and say, perhaps my Lord will guide me to something nearer to the right course than this. The 7 young men remained in their cave for 300 years, and others have added 9 more years to that. O Muhammad, say, Allah knows better how long they remained in the cave. To him belongs the unseen in the heavens and the earth. How well he sees, how well he hears. They do not have any guardian other than him, and he associates no one in his judgment. O Muhammad, recite what has been revealed to you from your Lord's book. There is no one to change his words, and you will not find refuge in anyone besides him. Content yourself happily with those who call upon their Lord at morning and evening, desiring his favor, and do not let your eyes bypass them and settle on the rich persons desiring the beauties of the present life. And do not obey the person whose heart we have made heedless of our remembrance, the one who follows his desires and whose actions exceed the proper limits. O Muhammad, do not grieve for the disbelief of the unjust Meccans. You are just a messenger of your Lord. Therefore say, the truth, the Quran, is from your Lord. Then whosoever wants to believe may believe in it, and whosoever wants to disbelieve may disbelieve in it. These unbelievers may do whatever they want, but they should know that we surely have prepared for the unjust a fire whose canopy has surrounded them. If they cry for help, they will be helped with water like molten brass that will roast their faces. Evil indeed is the drink, and evil is the resting place. But as for those who believe and do good deeds, they should know that we do not waste the reward of a person who does a good deed. These are the people who shall have perpetual gardens beneath which rivers flow. They shall be adorned in it with bracelets of gold, and they shall wear a green dress made of silk and brocade, reclining therein upon raised couches. It is indeed the best recompense, and a good resting place. O Muhammad, set forth for them a parable of two men. We gave to one of them 2 gardens of grapes. We surrounded them both with palm trees, and between the 2 gardens we made a crop plantation. Both the gardens yielded their fruits on time and never failed in anything, and we caused a river to gush forth amidst them. In short, he had much wealth from all these gardens and plantations. All this made him arrogant and proud. So one day, while he was having a conversation with his companion, he said, I am greater than you in wealth and more powerful in manpower. And he entered his garden while he was unjust to himself, by forgetting the power and blessings of Allah. He said, I do not think that this garden and everything around it will ever perish, and I do not think that the hour of resurrection and judgment will ever come. And if it comes and I am returned to my Lord, he continued boastfully, then I shall surely find a resting place better than this garden. His companion, while he was having a conversation with him, said to him, Have you disbelieved in him who has created you from dust, then from a drop of sperm, and then he shaped you into a man? Have you forgotten him who gave you the strength and intelligence to exploit the land and animals for your own benefit? But as for me, I believe that He, Allah, is my Lord, and I do not associate anyone with my Lord. When you entered your garden, why did you not say gratefully that, as Allah wills, there is no power except in Allah? If you see me at this moment, that I am less than you in wealth and children, then do not be arrogant, because maybe my Lord will give me a bounty better than your garden. And he may even send on your garden a thunderbolt from the sky, so that it will become a sludgy land unable to bear any plant. Or he may make its water sink into the earth, then you shall not be able to find it. And so it happened. His wealth was encompassed by total destruction, and he began to wring his hands, feeling sorry for what he had invested in it. Now it was down on its trellises, and he said, I wish I had not associated anyone with my Lord. And now there was no host to help him other than Allah, nor could he seek revenge. Overall authority belongs only to Allah, the true God. He is the best in rewarding, and the best in our outcome. O Muhammad, set forth for them a parable of the present life. It is like the water which we send down from the cloud. It mingles with the plants of the earth, and after fulfilling its purpose for men and animals, it becomes a straw which the winds scatter around. Allah possesses power over all things. The wealth and the children are the adornment of the present life, while the everlasting good deeds are better with your Lord in reward, and also better in the hope of His mercy. Remember the day of resurrection when we shall set the mountains in motion, and when the mountains are gone, you will see the furthermost part of the earth projecting itself. We shall gather them all together in such a way that we shall not leave any one of them behind. They shall be presented before your Lord, standing in ranks. Then we shall say, You surely have been brought to us just as we created you the first time. Nay, you thought that we shall never appoint a time for you to be resurrected for the reckoning. The master book of the deeds shall be placed before them, and then you will see the guilty people fearful of what has been preserved in it. After looking into it, they shall say, Woe unto us! What is this book? It does not leave a minor sin nor a major sin, but that it has counted it. And they shall find whatever they had done in the worldly life present in that book, and they shall be judged accordingly. Your Lord is not unjust to anyone. And remember when we said to the angels, Prostrate yourselves before Adam? All those present in that gathering prostrated themselves, except Iblis the Satan. He was not an angel, he was from among the jinn, and he deviated from the command of his Lord. What? Then do you take him and his offspring to be your masters, with the exclusion of me, while actually they are your enemies? Surely this exchange of masters is eventually evil for the unjust people. How can you take Satan and his offspring as your masters, while I did not even make them witnesses of the creation of the heavens and the earth, nor of the creation of themselves? I would never take those who mislead others as my assistants. And remember the day when He, Allah, shall say, Call upon those whom you thought to be my associates. They shall call them, but the so-called associates of God will not answer them. We shall create a distance between them. The guilty people shall see the fire, and they shall come to know that they are about to fall into it, and they will not find any escape from it. We have certainly repeated in this Quran every kind of example for the people, but man is the most disputatious of all beings. When guidance comes to them, what prevents the people from believing in Allah and asking forgiveness of their Lord? Why do they have to disbelieve until the total and sudden destruction which came upon the ancient nations comes upon them, or until the chastisement comes face to face with them? In the first case, they will be destroyed. In the latter case, their faith at the last moment will be unacceptable. So, O Muhammad, do not be grieved for the lack of response from the Meccans, because we do not send the messengers except as the bearers of good tidings and warners of Allah's punishment. But those who disbelieve falsely dispute, so that they may weaken the truth with it, and they have taken my revelations, and the reckoning of which they are warned as a mockery. So who can be more unjust than the person who was reminded of the revelations of his Lord? But he turned away from them and forgot the evil deeds which his hands have sent before. As a result of their willful disbelief, we have cast veils over their hearts and a heaviness in their ears, lest they understand the revelation. And now, even if you, O Muhammad, call them towards the guidance, they will never be guided aright. O Muhammad, your Lord is the most forgiving and the Lord of mercy. If He were to punish them immediately for the evil deeds which they have earned, He would certainly have hastened the chastisement for them. But He does not do so because there is for them a promised time from which they shall never find refuge without Him. As for the inhabitants of those ancient cities, we had destroyed them when they acted unjustly, and for their destruction also we had appointed a promised time. Remember when Musa said to his assistant Yusha bin Nun Joshua, I will not cease to travel until I reach the place where the two seas meet, or I will go on for years. So when they reached the place where the two seas meet, Yusha placed their roasted fish on a stone near the sea. While Yusha was looking on, the fish fell into the sea and disappeared. Both forgot their fish, and it took its way into the sea flowingly. Remember that the disappearance of the fish was the sign of the meeting place. So when they had passed the meeting place, Musa said to his assistant, Bring us the fish, our breakfast. We have indeed experienced much hardship in this journey of ours. Then Yusha remembered the fish and said, "Tell me, when we rested by the rock, I indeed forgot to tell you about the fish, and none made me forget the mentioning of it except the Satan. It took its way into the sea in a strange manner." Musa said, "This is the sign that we were seeking." So they immediately turned back, retracing their tracks, and reached the meeting place where they found Khizr, a servant from among our servants, whom we had granted mercy from ourselves, and whom we had taught knowledge from ourselves. After the initial introduction between them, Musa said to him, "Can I follow you so that you may teach me from the right knowledge which you have been taught by Allah?" Khizr said, "Surely you will not be able to bear with me patiently." "How can you bear patiently with my actions of which you do not have a comprehensive knowledge?" Musa said, "If Allah wills, you will find me patient, and I promise that I shall not disobey you in anything." Khizr said, "If you insist, then you may follow me, but do not question me about anything until I myself initiate to talk about it." Musa agreed to this condition, so they went on together until they reached a river, where they embarked in a boat. While the boat was reaching its destination, Khizr made a hole in it. Musa protestingly said, "Have you made a hole in it to drown its people? Surely you have done a distrustful thing." Khizr said, "Did I not say that you will not be able to bear with me patiently?" Musa said, "O Khizr, forgive me for what I forgot, and do not make me undergo a difficult thing." Khizr forgave him, and they went on until they met a young boy. Then Khizr slew him. Musa again said, "Have you killed an innocent person who had not killed anyone? You have indeed done a horrible thing."